The Cowboys and the Knights. Welcome back to the Thursday night wrap-up. Here we are talking about my team, the Cowboys, spanking the Knights, and it could have been a lot worse. How bad are the Knights tracking at the moment? When you think of that game, you look at the Cowboys having two players off at one time, so playing with 11 for sort of 7 minutes there, 12 for 13 minutes of that game. Pretty crazy to think that really the only points that the Knights scored were in that position there. And then the Cowboys really dominating the rest of the game. And it's actually really good to see their back line. I think the timing's been really good. Valentine Holmes looks pretty slick. His passing's been really good. All their catching and passing and waiting, drawing and passing in the line was really good. So it's good to see the Cowboys finally improving as a team and showing what I suppose they should be capable of. And the Knights, on the other hand, just really, really bad, unfortunately, without Ponga, without Pearce. With a few guys out as well, they're just a team in a bit of a shambles. Even though they've still got a great forward pack, they got Fitzgibbon back and everything, but just the back line and their general play has just been not good enough. So that's my thoughts generally on the game. But it was good to see some really cool scores and a nice hat trick for Murray Taulagi. Someone that's fairly new to the NRL, so good to see that for him, getting 10 tackle breaks along with Kyle Phelps. So two guys that haven't really been too fantasy relevant. Talangi's going to make plenty of cash this week and won't be an option from next week anyway, as he'll be too expensive. And similar to Felt, he'll go back up in price a bit. He's also 100k from his starting price, but he's not a keeper. So there's not too many guys in this Cowboys side that you want to be thinking about. As well as Shane Wright there at 463k, getting a 64. Again, not someone you want to talk about too much. Lockie Fitzgibbon comes in with a try and a try assist and still only gets 55. So, take that what you will. He'll be sticking fairly solid to his price point right now. 63 minutes again. He's someone that you can just keep watching. I'd feel like you'd have to get an increase in his base stats or anything before you decide to pick him up. Saifidi, for anyone still holding him, he picked up a 54, which was good for Daniel, and then Jacob with 53, so 54 and 53 respectively there. Drinkwater's been scoring fairly solidly this year, and it's a bit too expensive to pick him up, but been really good. And same with Holmes, just doing the small things well, as the catch and pass has been really good. Getting a try there himself on the back of a nice shift, so 51 for him, average of 46.6. Again, just under the top line guns there. Mitch Dunn with 48 in a okay game for him. Brayley and Watson, so both 45 here. They captained Brayley in the alternates, and 5 missed tackles for him wasn't ideal, but it's what it is. Sort of his low score of the year. Still averaging 67 and a great option for anyone's side. Just the hookers at the moment are not doing so well at all, are they? We're worried about Reid Mane playing Origin. You've got Brayley picking up this 45 this week. There's not a lot else there with Macca losing minutes and stuff like that. So there you go. But Watson and Barnett both losing a fair few minutes again this week. Fitzgibbon scoring the better out of the three of them, and he's been a bit of a negative. Has definitely had a negative impact on the scoring of these two guys. But Watson's PPM is still incredible. To have 25 tackles. The only negative he had was one penalty, 45 in 41 minutes. Just keep holding until 14 at least. And if you've still got issues from there, you probably just keep holding, because he's got the nice duel in the mid and the hooker position, and scoring okay enough to hold steady in your squad kind of thing. Sasigi, in his first game picks up 45, and he's someone to think about if they really like his gameplay. Then you could probably think about picking him up in your side coming into the next few weeks. But you do have Bradman Best, and he'd have to take over someone's spot, which is probably unlikely at this stage. When you got Tuala scoring a pretty decent try, so he'd have to try and probably steal his spot. And he's listed as a half, so it's like, well, how much of an outside back is he actually? Frizzell with 41, so 71 minutes for him. Not one of his best games, but he's been someone that's been absolutely killing it. Obviously getting 80 last week, so he put them two together, and it's a nice 60 average, and he's averaging 62.5. So just another one of those examples where the edge player just doesn't go incredibly well, which is completely normal. Lukey, how good was that try to finish? That was that'll get anyone excited on that one, and just hitting the line hard and sealing the match winner. Very similar to Jacob Arthur last week. So well done to him. His family and friends for a great debut. Just did everything well. No real negatives apart from the one penalty there. So awesome for him there. Clemmer we spoke about as a decent option. Only picked up 40 minutes this week. Had a nice PPM, but again, no attacking stats and plenty of run meters. But yeah, the 40 minutes was the killer for him this week, and he's going to continue to lose some cash. So annoying if you did pick him up at that point. Green with 39, not one to talk about. Robson with the lowest score, even with a try. So 50 minutes for him, not good enough for what we need. Tyson Gilbert with 45 minutes. So I suppose close to what we would have expected for him. Second game back in the middle. So a solid score, one missed tackle only. Again, not someone you had to rush to pick up, as he wasn't going to be averaging close to 50. But again, there's a good chance that he averages somewhere in the 40s, you'd say. Mitch Barnett with 34 did get a one chance at a goal kick. 34 in 42 minutes. Just he's going to be very, very cheap coming soon. You'll see him in the 500s very, very quickly. So yeah, 2 out of the last 3 weeks, not a very good score. So something to worry about if you own Mitch Barnett. I'd probably be looking to move him on now. If you have enough players for round 13, that's probably the smartest idea. If you don't, then you could probably hold him to that and try and move him on after that. But yeah, it's a worry, that's for sure. Safatoa, Crossland with 33. So if you picked him up, you're probably hoping for a better score against the Cowboys and didn't get that. Similar with Kurt Mann, obviously moved to the fullback. A couple of missed tackles in there, trying to stop the last try, for example. 6 tackle breaks is good, but no real attacking stats. He did have a try assist, which was pulled back, obviously, but yeah, not really ideal. He's much better in the 6th position where he can get plenty of tackles and still get his running game going. So yeah, and when they get beat pretty comfortably, he's not going to score that well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward, and hopefully it's just the 1 week thing and he can go back into the 6th role, or it's very interesting to see that they were easily able to just move him out to, well, they said the centers first, but then out to the fullback position. So again, someone that is really, really safe in the 6th position, but if he's playing elsewhere in a team that's not really playing that well, it's actually a bit annoying. So yeah, if you picked him up like you did in the alternates, then you're dealing with some issues right now. Let's talk about Lolo and 29 in 60 minutes. So did get a sin bin, which lost him 7 points. Would have ended up with 36. You'd imagine his minutes would be somewhere between 60 and 70. So didn't lose too many minutes, but 6 missed tackles, when he's got 46 in base stats, is really, really, really annoying. And he's going to be under 700k now. And if you picked him up over the last few weeks, then you're really hurting this week with that one. So yeah, not much else to say other than it's strange to see him have 6 missed tackles and kind of just fall off tackles and miss a few like that, especially when they were a team that's winning this week. So cause for concern, but you imagine he'll get back to his barnstorming best pretty soon. Want me to back up? Awesome. Other than that, not really many other guys to talk about. Musgrove's just challenging Jason Saab for the best ever average going into the first bunch of games played. So another 8 in his 80 minutes. I actually don't think he's too bad of a player either. So there's that there. Only other thing I wanted to say was with the news that Pap was probably going to be out for round 12 as well. The question then becomes, is he going to be playing Origin? And you'd expect that he'll be good enough to do that. I suppose it's going to be like, well, if they rest him when he's pretty close to being available in round 12, so the next 2 weeks, will he then be fighting fit to play Origin? And you'd probably say yes, especially if he's coming off the interchange. So it looks like he's going to be out for the next 3 weeks, which to go with the 3 that we've already held him and the 7 that he picked up on the weekend, it's probably not a bad idea. If you have more than, say, 21, 22 trades, that you could trade him out this week. I decided to do it. Actually, I changed my decision with him, possibly being out the next 3 weeks. I decided to keep Welch for this week and we'll be playing him. Also, the other reason was because RTS has been moved to the wing, and I just want to see how he goes. And I'd prefer not to play him on the wing if he's going to get like a 25, 30 or whatever he's going to get. He might do okay. They're not playing. I think they're playing the Tigers. Is that right? Not exactly sure. Tigers. Yeah, Tigers tonight. So I'm going to play him as my my 5th interchange guy and see if I can loop him. But yeah, I think I'd be safer to hold Welch for a couple of weeks. Move on Pap and then bring him in a little bit later, or bring him in to finish the year, for example. I think that's probably going to be the smarter option right now. And that means Hines get an extra couple of weeks, which is good for my trade. I didn't change who I brought in, so I'm just going to leave a fair bit of cash on the sideline and hopefully upgrade someone next week, whether that be RTS or whoever that's going to be. I think that's probably going to be the decent option for me with a few hundred extra thousand in the bank going into next week with 20 trades remaining. So that's the thoughts, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you got a lot out of it, and sort of the analysis into my team and the kind of the reason why I make certain trades. So if you did, please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends about it, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys, when we analyze the Friday night games with the Warriors, Tigers, and the Sharks and the Dragons. God, they're going to be terrible games to go along with 3 p.m. on Saturday with the Titans and the Dogs. So as I said, hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.